We never really, though, had the big corporation type of stuff. There was never that sense or that feeling of that.
But there's usually the tendency of that coming into place, right? Checks and balances. We're growing too fast. We need to start creating all these processes. And
But it really hasn't, to be honest. I think just from the very beginning, having this type of culture, this type of environment has made it easy, any type of transitions we've had over time. And I've been here 5 years, so I've seen some ups and downs, but it's nothing that really changed the way the culture, the way that we actually interacted with everyone. We try to do a lot of things on site, whether it be activities, fun activities to get everyone involved. We spend a lot of time outside of work together, not because we have to, because we want to. We want to continue building that team and family spirit.
So on some sort of just leisure time?
Leisure
together?
time.
Okay.
We do a lot of that.
So you guys work together and are friends?
We work together. So we say we work hard and we play hard.
Talk to me
it really is. It's really encompassed in our core values. We have the 10 core values, and they're all, I'll have to get my badge here. They're all on our badges. We have them throughout the company. We have them on our wall here. Okay. And I think we evolve everything that we do, encompass everything we do based off of the core values. So regardless if programs or processes are changed, implemented, taken away, we still are aligned with these core values. One of them is to embrace and drive change, and that happens quite a bit. Okay. Things can change all the time, but I think as long as we are encompassed with the core values, regardless of what the situation is, it really is. We know that something can change at the snap of a finger, and we have to be prepared for that. I mean, it may not be the outcome that we would expect, but we understand that it may have happened for a bigger purpose. There's always something better on the other side, so we really try to stay positive in that way. One example, and on a small scale, for a while, we had the benefit of having all catered food. I mean, that's something kind of on the fun side. They looked and thought, you know what, that's kind of the budget was kind of getting a little out of hand on that. Sure. So they wanted to change things around, and we all understood that. We're like, we're very fortunate, very thankful for what we do have, so let's make that work. So we made some changes. Now we have a bistro where we're paying just a little bit of money, still getting a great deal, so to speak, on the food and all the other options and all those great benefits that we have, so we have to be grateful for that. Well, I think what ends up happening is it's not so much, at least now, that it's Tony sending an email or saying this is what we're going to do, take it or leave it. He really leaves that up to the entire company to actually make the decision, and in some cases it can be in the majority rules in time. So it may not be this is what Tony says, this is what we're going to do. He's actually going to look to all of us and find out what do you feel would be the best solution on behalf of the customer, on behalf of the company. So there's so many different outlets to that. We have lots of emails that will go out. We have a lot of different forums. We have one called Ask Anything, and it's literally that. You can ask any question pertaining to your specific department, the company as a whole, and then whoever is best appropriate to answer that will answer that and try to give you the best answer possible. And they're really, again, looking to the larger vision of the company to find out, is that going to be the best decision on behalf of the company and our customers? So there really isn't just a one direction in something. There's always options, but they're really going to look for the overall answer that's going to best fit the company. So resistance, I think that's going to come back to the embrace and drive change, our core value. It's like, if that's something that you're not comfortable with, then this may not be the place for you. But I haven't really seen too much of that where people are like, I can't do this. This is not for me. I'm out. You really want to find the root of the problem, the root of the issue, and find out if there is a compromise in some ways. Well, that starts with the training. Once they get hired on, during the training, of course, they're learning about providing the best customer service. So they're getting the tools to be empowered to do that. They're learning how to embrace the core values and really be a part of this culture. So even before they actually get started, they do a tour, just like our guests do, to get an idea of what this is all about, and to actually make sure that they are comfortable, that they are willing to embrace and drive change, to think outside the box in terms of how we present customer service, how we want to relay that. Part of that would be emails. So other than just having that Ask Anything, there are all sorts of outlets via email, because we are an email-based company. So that's one of the things. We're encouraged to have that one-on-one contact. So if there's something that you want to discuss with an employee, projects, anything at all, we're encouraged to get up from your desk, go and sit and have that one-on-one time with them. During a lot of our meetings, especially our large company meetings, we have an opportunity to have a live mic portion of the meeting to get up and ask questions pertaining to the company or to your department. So there's that outlet on a larger scale. We are encouraged to do team building type of activities. So whether it be one-on-one, inviting another department or team to come together and talk about what they've got going on, because being a large company, having all these emails, there still may be some disconnect in some way. So that's still, at times, a struggle, is the communication piece of it. We want to use our email, we want to go one-on-one to communicate, but that's still a struggle because there is so much going on.
Sure.
So I want to say probably email, that one-on-one contact.
What if I have an amazing idea that I think is just going to revolutionize the company? Who do I go to?
You know, there's an email for that, almost like there's an app for that. We've got an email. Well, there's one program
When you
called
say an email, we're talking an email address.
An email address. There's all different distribution lists or emails that are created, and that could be from you. You have a great idea. You can send an email to, for example, Z-Frogs. Z-Frogs is kind of a spin-off on Tony's early ventures, Venture Frogs. So if you have an idea, Z-Frogs are created for those folks who may have an idea that will revolutionize the website, maybe a process here on site that could change and make it more proficient. And it's kind of unique because the Z-Frog panel includes Tony, Fred, Chris, our CFO, COO, and Arun, who's another one of our top guys in the company. You can go and pitch your idea to them. Give all the facts about that, and they make a decision on all the pitches that come through. And they'll decide which one, think, you know what, that sounds like it's going to be good. Maybe that's something we can back up and fund. So that's one outlet. If you just have an idea and want to get it out there, you can create your own distribution list. Send it to the company and say, hey, I've got this idea. If anyone's interested in coming on board, if you've got ideas, email me. We'll schedule time to get together and brainstorm. So there really is no way that you cannot get the information out. There's always an opening. And if you even go to Tony directly, he's going to say, you know what, that sounds good. Why don't you make that happen? So any question, any type of an idea, you've got an outlet in any form to actually get it out there and see what type of interest will come back to you. It's tough because it's not anything that's just strictly written. You don't have this much to have fun, this much to work. It's just a really good balance. I'll use the call center for an example because they're on the front lines. I mean, they're taking phone calls. They're basically scheduled, breaks, lunches, the time that they're available to the customer. They've got a process set up called PSL, which stands for Personal Service Level. So they want to be held accountable for the time that they're here, even though they can have fun in between, but they want to make sure that the majority of the time that you're here, you're available to your customer. So this PSL is broken up into two percentages, 80-20. 80% of the time that they're here, they need to be customer facing. So if you're on the phone team, you'd be available for phone calls, live chat, email, whatever your task is, for your job function. The other 20% of the time, they want you to be able to have a little bit of fun. So they want you to be able to maybe take time off of the phones with your team, if scheduling allows, to have a team building activity, whether it be something in one of the conference rooms, maybe a pizza party or playing games. Sometimes you can go off site and have these activities. You're able to sign up for classes that are offered through our new hires training team called the Pipeline Team. So they do the new hires training and they offer about 40-some classes. Electoral-based, culture-based, and even leadership-based if they're looking to go up the chain of leadership. They can take time to decorate their desks, to go visit friends. So they want to have that 20% of them to do some fun things, but then still keep that balance of the 80% of actually doing their job. Other departments, it may vary because it's a little more flexible because they may not be on phone calls like our call center. So it's really just an accountability issue. So if you have certain tasks and things and deadlines, you want to make sure and get that done, but you want to be able to kind of step away from your desk and do other things and kind of have a release. Go next door to our other building and go into our game room and blow off a little steam and play some games. Go work out in the gym that we have next door or visit the cafe, go for a walk. So I think what it is it's not written in stone as far as what you need to do, but then you're understanding when you're hired what your job and tasks are. And then to make sure to have that balance of the fun as well. So it's a pretty even balance. If
there's a trust aspect.
There's a trust. It is. It's a trust and it's accountability. If there's a time where maybe your job is suffering because you're having a little too much fun, then that would be the responsibility of your lead or direct contact to come to you and say, hey, let's kind of get this back on track. So in those cases, it's called coaching up. They want to make sure and get you back to where you need to be and get that balance going. If over time you're still kind of going the wrong path and you're not up to where your job standards should be, then it might be an opportunity to be coached out, and maybe this isn't the work environment. Maybe you aren't sure on how to balance that work and fun. Coached out. So we call it coaching up to make sure that you're getting back on track, or eventually you're coached out if things just aren't balancing the work.
For getting fired.
Basically. In a way, or just saying, maybe this isn't the environment for you. So.
Sure. You're so kind. You're so nice.
It is. I know. Well, yes. Coached out.
No, I'm trying to make sure I'm understanding exactly what you're saying.
Instead of saying doing the Donald Trump.
You got to get fired.
Exactly.
You got to do fired.
Exactly.
Let's see. got that one covered, got that one covered.